The behaviors that Sigma females have are private and unique to them. While they may appear bizarre or unusual to outsiders, they are a typical aspect of this personality type. Well, you've stumbled upon the right place. We're diving headfirst into the enigma that is the Sigma female. A personality type that's as fascinating as it is misunderstood. Sigma females, much like their male counterparts, are a breed apart. They're the lone wolves of the social order, the ones who prefer the road less traveled. They're not your typical social butterflies fluttering from one group to another. No, these women are more akin to elusive butterflies, appearing when you least expect them and disappearing just as quickly. They're the ones who may seem aloof at parties, not because they're shy or disinterested, but simply because they enjoy their own company. It's like they carry around their own little world, filled with thoughts and ideas that are far more captivating than idle chit-chat. Now let's be clear, being a Sigma doesn't mean they're superior or inferior to the more commonly known alpha or beta females. They're just different, like apples to oranges, or shall we say wild berries to cultivated fruits. They have their unique flavor, a mix of independence, self-confidence, and a dash of mystery. And if you're thinking, hey, that sounds like Hermione Granger from Harry Potter, or Katniss Everdeen from The Hunger Games, you're on the right track. These fictional characters embody the Sigma spirit, fierce, independent, intelligent, and unapologetically themselves. But here's the kicker. Sigma females aren't just characters in books or movies, they're real, living among us, quietly challenging the status quo, one unconventional choice at a time. They may not fit into neat societal boxes, but that's precisely what makes them so intriguing. So, if you've ever felt like an outsider in a world that worships extroverts, buckle up, you might just be a Sigma female. You know the old saying, no man is an island? Well, for Sigma females, they are the island. With a preference for solitude over social gatherings, Sigma females are often likened to lone wolves. They are the embodiment of independence, proving time and again that they can thrive without the need for external validation or the constant company of others. But don't mistake their solitude for loneliness. Oh no. They are just as content dining alone with a good book as they are at a bustling party, though they may secretly prefer the former. Imagine you're at a party, the music is blaring and people are laughing. Most people would be in the thick of it, dancing or chatting away, but a Sigma female? She's probably found the quietest corner, engrossed in an engaging conversation with just one or two people. Or perhaps she's simply watching, taking it all in. She's there, but on her own terms. Now don't get me wrong, it's not that Sigma females are antisocial, they just have a different approach to social interactions. They value quality over quantity, meaningful conversations over small talk, and, well, if they can't find that, they're perfectly happy in their own company. Their independence extends beyond social situations too. In their professional lives, they're self-starters, often preferring to work alone where they can set their own pace and standards. They're not afraid to take on challenges single-handedly and have a knack for turning obstacles into opportunities. Ever heard of the phrase lone wolf? It's often used to describe someone who prefers to go at it alone. But here's a fun fact for you. Even though wolves are known for their pack behavior, lone wolves are actually a thing. They leave their pack and venture out on their own, proving that they can survive and thrive without the support of a group. Sounds familiar, right? That's your Sigma female for you. So the next time you see a Sigma female seemingly lost in her own world, remember this: she's not lost. She's just exploring her island. Who needs a social battery when you're powered by solitude, right? Ever feel like you're surrounded by secret agents? Well, you might just be around a Sigma female. Now, when we say secret agents, we're not talking about the flashy Hollywood-style spies with their fancy gadgets and high-speed car chases. No, we're talking about the real deal. The quiet, mysterious individuals who blend into the background, who keep their cards close to their chest, and who are always a few steps ahead. In other words, we're talking about Sigma females. Sigma females have this uncanny ability to keep things under wraps. They're like walking vaults of secrets, not because they're hiding something nefarious, but simply because they value their privacy. They're not ones to spill the beans about their personal lives at the drop of a hat. In fact, they might be the last ones standing in a game of never have I ever. Not because they haven't done anything, but because they'd rather keep you guessing. These women are the queens of unpredictability. Just when you think you've got them figured out, they'll surprise you with a curveball. One day they might be engrossed in a thick philosophical book, and the next, they could be bungee jumping off a cliff. They keep life interesting, to say the least. And here's where the humor comes in. You see, Sigma females have a knack for throwing people off their scent. Picture this. You're at a party, and you notice a Sigma female quietly observing from the corner. You approach her, trying to strike up a conversation, and she responds with a cryptic, "I could tell you, but then I'd have to erase your memory." You laugh, thinking she's joking, but deep down you're not entirely sure, whether it's their enigmatic charm, their unpredictable nature, or their knack for secrecy. Sigma females certainly keep things interesting. They're the puzzle that keeps you guessing, the riddle you can't quite solve, and the mystery novel you can't put down. So, if you're looking for a human Pandora's box, look no further. They say silence is golden. For Sigma females, it's their default setting. Imagine walking into a room and being able to gather all the information you need without uttering a single word. Sounds like a superpower, doesn't it? Well, for Sigma females, it's just another Tuesday. This habit of observing and reflecting is as natural to them as breathing. They're like human sponges, soaking up every detail from their surroundings, processing it, and storing it for future use. Now, some might mistake this silence for shyness or disinterest, but let me tell you, that's far from the truth. In fact, it's quite the opposite. Sigma females are the masters of active listening. They're not just hearing words. They're absorbing the emotions, the undertones, the unspoken messages that often go unnoticed. And it's not just about what's being said, but also who's saying it, how they're saying it, and what they're not saying. Let's imagine a party scene. While most would be busy adding to the noise, a Sigma female prefers to sit back and observe. She's not being antisocial. She's just gathering data, analyzing situations, understanding people. She's the one who notices the subtle discomfort of a friend, the hidden tension between two guests, or the unspoken attraction between two people. And here's the kicker. She does all this without breaking a sweat or even revealing that she's doing it. It's like she's got a private detective living inside her mind, constantly working, constantly observing. But don't think for a second that this silence means they have nothing to say. On the contrary, when a Sigma female speaks, you can bet your last dollar that it's going to be something worth hearing. They choose their words carefully, ensuring that when they do contribute to the conversation, it's meaningful and impactful. So the next time you encounter a Sigma female in her silent observer mode, don't mistake her quietness for passivity. Remember, she's just gathering her arsenal of knowledge, waiting for the perfect moment to strike with her profound insights. Who knew so much power could lie in silence? Trends? Please, Sigma females are too busy setting their own. Welcome to the world of the Sigma female, where the unconventional becomes the conventional. You see, Sigma females are not your typical trend followers. They don't look to the runways of Paris or the Instagram feeds of influencers for the next big thing. Instead, they look within themselves. Their unique sense of style is dictated by their personal preferences, not by what society deems fashionable. They might pair a vintage blouse with modern trousers or wear a bold color in a sea of neutrals. Why? Because they can. And because they like it. But it's not just about fashion. This non-conformist tendency extends to all areas of their lives. Be it their choice of music, their food preferences, or even their hobbies. Everything is uniquely them. They might love a genre of music that no one's heard of, or have a passion for a hobby that's considered quirky. And that's just how they like it. And here's the fun part. While they're busy doing their own thing, others start to take notice. Before you know it, that obscure band they've been raving about is suddenly mainstream, or that quirky hobby is the new cool thing. And the Sigma female? She's already on to the next thing. Let me share a lighthearted anecdote. Picture a Sigma female at a party. While everyone else is discussing the latest reality TV show, she's engrossed in a conversation about quantum physics or 18th century literature. Now that's a conversation starter. It's this nonchalant disregard for what's in that makes Sigma females such fascinating trendsetters. They don't set trends intentionally, they're simply living their truth. And in doing so, they inadvertently pave the way for others to do the same. So if you're looking for a trendsetter, keep an eye out for the woman doing her own thing. She's not just a trendsetter, she's a Sigma female, and trust me, she's way ahead of the curve. Self-reliance is the best reliance, at least that's what Sigma females believe. Now, let's dive into the intriguing world of these self-sufficient sages. Sigma females are like life's Swiss Army knives, always equipped with the tools they need to handle any situation. They're the ones who can fix a leaky faucet, prepare a gourmet meal, and still have time to decode the mysteries of the universe before bedtime. It's not that they have some secret superpowers, it's just that they believe in their ability to learn and adapt. Imagine a scenario where the Wi-Fi goes out. The average person might panic, call the company, and wait anxiously for the technician. A Sigma female, on the other hand, she'll roll up her sleeves, consult Google, and try to solve the problem herself. If that doesn't work, then sure, she'll call the technician, but not before she's given it her best shot. She doesn't stop at practical skills, though. Sigma females are voracious learners, always seeking to expand their knowledge and improve themselves. They're the ones who will listen to podcasts on quantum physics while doing yoga, or read a book on medieval history during their lunch break. They don't do it to impress others, but because they genuinely love learning. They're the ones who believe that knowledge is power, and self-improvement is a never-ending journey. All this isn't to say that Sigma females are lone wolves, refusing help from others. They understand the value of collaboration and are more than willing to ask for help when necessary. But there's a certain satisfaction in knowing they can handle things on their own, a sense of empowerment that comes with self-reliance. So next time you're faced with a problem, channel your inner Sigma female. Roll up your sleeves, do your research, and give it your best shot. You might be surprised at what you can accomplish. After all, there's a little bit of the self-sufficient sage in all of us, waiting to be unleashed. Who knew independence could be so empowering? Ever met someone who's brutally honest? You've probably met a Sigma female. Sigma females are the embodiment of unfiltered truth, the epitome of straight shooters. They are the ones who tell it like it is, no fluff, no pretense, just pure reality. Think of them as the human version of those bitter but beneficial medicines. They might not taste sweet, but they sure do work wonders. They are the friends who won't hesitate to tell you that the dress you love so much doesn't really flatter you. They are the colleagues who will point out the flaws in your presentation, not to belittle you, but to help you improve. They are the partners who will call you out on your mistakes, not to hurt you, but to make you a better person. They are the unapologetic realists who believe in the power of truth, no matter how hard it might be to swallow. Now, you might think, whoa, that sounds a bit harsh. And yes, it can be, but here's the fun part. Sigma females have a knack for delivering these hard truths with a dash of humor. They can make you laugh while making you realize your mistake. It's like getting a shot from a doctor who's also a stand-up comedian. You might wince at first, but then you end up laughing. Here's a little anecdote. Picture a Sigma female at a party. She's been handed a piece of cake, and the host asks, "How's the cake?" She takes a bite, grimaces, and says, "It tastes like a rainbow had a bad day, but hey, at least the icing is good." Brutal honesty served with a side of humor. Their direct approach to communication doesn't stem from any malice or superiority complex. Instead, it comes from their firm belief in reality, in authenticity. They disdain sugarcoating and beating around the bush. They value honesty, and they believe that everyone else should too. So, if you're ever in need of a reality check, or if you're tired of the fakeness that often pervades our society, you know who to turn to. Sigma females, the unapologetic realists, will always be there to give you the truth, no matter how hard it might be to hear, because as they say, the truth will set you free. So if you're looking for a reality check, you know who to turn to. Leadership doesn't always come with a title. Just ask a Sigma female. Now we're diving into the intriguing world of Sigma females as leaders. These women may not always be at the forefront, but they possess an ability to lead that's as unique as they are. You see, Sigma females are the unseen leaders, the ones pulling the strings from behind the scenes. They're like the puppet masters of a grand theater, orchestrating a performance without ever stepping into the spotlight. They lead by example, not by command. They don't need to shout from a podium or wave a flag. Instead, they quietly showcase their skills and knowledge, inspiring others to follow their lead. It's a silent revolution, led by the quiet strength of Sigma females. Sigma females have this unique ability to influence without authority. They're like the quiet storm that slowly but surely changes the landscape. They don't dictate, they suggest. They don't demand, they demonstrate. And in doing so, they create a ripple effect that subtly but significantly changes the dynamics of a team or an organization. Their approach to teamwork is just as unique. They value individual strengths and respect personal space. They understand that a team is not a group of people who work together, but a group of people who trust, respect, and care for each other. And let's not forget the humor. A Sigma female's humor is like a secret weapon, disarmingly charming and subtly persuasive. It's like a spoonful of sugar that makes the medicine go down, making even the most challenging tasks seem less daunting. So, the next time you're in a team, look around. The one quietly observing, subtly influencing, and leading without a title? That's your Sigma female. And remember, titles are just labels. True leadership comes from within, from the ability to inspire and influence others through actions and not just words. Who said you need a title to lead? Ever met someone who just gets it? You've probably met a Sigma female. They are the intuitive geniuses of our world. It's as if they own a magical crystal ball, gazing into it to foresee outcomes and solve problems that have left others stumped. And their secret weapon? Their intuition. It's like a sixth sense, an uncanny ability to understand concepts that seem complex to many. Picture this. You're stuck on a riddle that's been nagging you for days. Then in walks a Sigma female, casually glances at it, and voila, problem solved. It's like they have a built-in compass guiding them through the maze of life. Now don't get me wrong, they aren't wizards with mystical powers, they just have a knack for connecting the dots that others don't even see. A brain teaser for you is just another Tuesday for a Sigma female. So, if you're looking for a human puzzle solver, look no further. So, what have we learned about our enigmatic Sigma females? Well, we've journeyed through the labyrinth of their unique traits and habits, haven't we? Let's take a quick jaunt down memory lane and revisit what we've discovered. First off, we delved into the enigma that is Sigma females. These lone wolves who dance to the beat of their own drum and prefer the company of their thoughts over a crowd. They're not antisocial, just selectively social, and honestly, who can blame them? Then we ventured into their secret agent-esque lifestyle. They're masters of blending in, observing without being observed. It's not that they're hiding, they just enjoy watching the world from the sidelines. We also discovered that they're silent observers, always on the lookout for knowledge and truth, absorbing information like a sponge. Their minds are like a library, always open and always growing. And who could forget the unconventional trendsetters? They don't follow trends, they set them. They're the pioneers of their own style, unapologetically themselves, and we absolutely love it. Then there's the self-sufficient sages, relying on no one but themselves. They're their own best friend, their own cheerleader, their own sage. It's a level of independence that's admirable, to say the least. We also talked about them being unapologetic realists. They see the world as it is, not as they wish it to be. They're not pessimists, just realists who prefer to keep their feet firmly planted on the ground. Then we discovered their unseen leadership. Quiet but impactful, they lead by example rather than by command. They're the silent heroes, the unsung leaders, the guiding stars. And lastly, we've learned that they're intuitive geniuses. They have a sixth sense, an uncanny ability to read people and situations. They're the human equivalent of a crystal ball, always one step ahead. And there you have it, folks. The next time you meet an enigmatic loner who seems to defy societal norms, you might just be in the presence of a Sigma female.